All right. Let's go. We left off in a position of refactoring, and that's where we should proceed. I'm actually quite curious to see what difference it will make to the performance to refactor to this new class. So, yeah, we were refactoring chunk. So there are some reasons why it didn't work. There was like some operations that the new struct can't handle. Is this really... No. What? I don't think it will run, right? There was at least one operation it was complaining about. The division. Maybe I added it. I don't remember, to be honest. Oh yeah, we did. Okay. 3 errors. All at the same place. So maybe this is the final thing. Oh yeah, that's why I was in marching cubes. Okay. Because we're trying to... an algebra plus world position. I think I have a feeling this is going to make it slower because there are some like hidden optimizations in an algebra that I don't know about. So it's complaining that can I just maybe transform it to a vector 3 for this operation? Or I just implement it. Or maybe I can just do dref mut and dref. Like this. No, wait, it's not chunk group, of course. It's gonna be world position vector 3, yeah. Do we even have to implement new? I don't think so. No, I don't. So I could perhaps undo what I did, yeah. 26 errors now. Ooh. Still having this error though, world position to an algebra. Why is the dref not enough? Why is drefing not enough for world position to get the same behavior as vector 3? That's annoying. Be right back. Right. Maybe this isn't a great idea then, to do this refactoring. But then we need to keep track of which vector 3s are which. Okay, if I do git log, what does it look like? Can I reset? Wait, what? Git log. Why do we have two origin mains? It's like copies of everything. What's going on? What? Oh no, there isn't. Okay. So if we do a git diff against this, what have we changed? Okay, yeah, git reset hard git log. And perhaps we should just reset against main if this is all I've done. No, it's not all I've done. Yeah, I should reset against main. Just need to save whatever this is. I don't know how to do that in a pretty way, but Yeah, we can save that like like this. Then we'll just do git reset. Or I just do git. There's nothing to save there. Git checkout. Git fetch. There's nothing to fetch, I think. Git pull. Good. Then, yeah. This should run again. It does. Cool. Imagine if the game was about like jumping between these. Whoa. Whoa. Check out. Right. Let's fix this. Oops. So we're not. What about refactoring it as, I don't know why I keep thinking about it, but like maybe there should be like an enum with something like enum position type. And then you have like world vector 3, like this. Let me ask my AI what it thinks about that. That seems like a hassle. Would it make more sense to make a struct with position types? Like and then unpack them for every calculation. What, even more work? Hmm. Yeah, maybe chunk loading and deloading is the way to go. I think we lost a file now though. Yeah, all of this stuff. That's annoying. Update readme and add player. And now the question is like, should the chunk manager get just a vector 3 of the player position, or should it get like a reference to the player? I don't know, but let's just try to make it work, and then like if it becomes unwieldy, we'll try to I will try to refactor. Buffer size, maybe buffer count is a better name. That's something else that I don't have now. That was a, yeah, I messed up that branch a bit. Chunk. And where did I define chunk index? No, it's not chunks, chunk index. And it's not create in this case. This will be create test. Can make a new file for that. Chunk index. We need material index. Where is that though? I'm losing control of the code base. It's becoming too big. It's not even used here. Wait, can I do this? Yeah, I can. How does that get formatted? It's accepted. Is all good now with the index? Braces. What? Why does this not work anymore? There's a method x with a similar name, x on chunk index. Do I need to implement XYZ index as a trait? Oh yeah, I do. I use material index there. Why does it say it's an unused import? That's wrong. Ah, because it's in the test. No, super is better. It's gonna be easier to refactor. Does it still run? Good. What's the shortcut to comment a string commenter? Swedish keyboard VS Code. How to comment a selection of words. I really don't want to click on that video. Control single quote key. Yeah, that worked. Cool. Good. What have I done? Oops. Git diff add. Maybe it's the same thing. I just refactored, moved out the index type. Yeah. Git commit add and move out the index types to their own. I'll try to make a merge at the end of the session to main. That might be a good habit to like summarize what's been done and also, yeah, to commit it. How is that unresolved? Chunk buffer count. There we go. Yeah, there is no chunk manager yet. I think maybe that will be chunk group. But chunk group is already doing a lot. This is too big now. It's like handling the meshes. Digging. Etc. If we also would have to keep track of the player now, it's gonna be a nightmare of a class. But it might actually be easier to start that way. Or how can I separate the concerns so I don't have this huge chunk group class that does everything? I need to also add functionality now to keep track of where the player is to load and store chunks that are not active or not used. Please give me super high level and be educative. I don't know if that's a word. Then player chunk management. There is a test that shows an idea of the interface with to handle player chunk loading and deloading. Has methods to get chunk by index, get all chunks that contain a given world position. Then the chunk group, yeah, what would the chunk group do then? Yeah, remove or repurpose chunk group, that makes sense, as it's not really needed anyway at the moment, or if we do it that way. Your chunk group class is currently a large monolithic structure that handles multiple responsibilities: chunk generation, terrain modification, mesh rendering, density queries. This makes it a god object, yeah. It's hard to maintain and extend, especially now that you want to add functionality to track the player's position and dynamically load unload chunks. Yeah, this is such a good learning experience. Let's break this down into a more modular design step by step while explaining the concepts in an educative way. The chunk group class manages a fixed 3D array of chunk objects, generates terrain using Perlin noise, handles digging, provides mesh data, queries densities. Adding player-based chunk loading means moving from a static group of chunks to a dynamic system where chunks are loaded or unloaded based on the player's location. Exactly. As hinted in the player chunk management test, this test suggests a chunk manager that uses a chunk buffer count to define a radius of active chunks around the player. To make the code more manageable, we'll split the responsibilities into distinct components. SRP, single responsibility principle, where each class or module has one job, making the system easier to understand, test, and extend. Here's the high-level plan. chunk, keep it as it is. Basic building block, responsible for its own data, materials, mesh, position. Chunk manager, a new class to manage which chunks are loaded based on the player's position, replacing the static chunk group. Utility functions, handle calculations like mapping world positions to chunk and material indices. Rendering, eventually separate mesh handling. Yeah, the chunks are good. I like them. Unloading chunks outside this radius. Coordinating operations that span multiple chunks, like digging. Yeah. But no, this doesn't make sense though, because this is like just renaming the chunk group then and making it dynamic. I'm not sure I buy this implementation. Yeah, it needs some thinking here, that's for sure. Refactor factor chunk group. Yeah, this is related to the player. Need to split responsibilities. Chunk group is becoming too big. Right, get status. Yeah, I'll just comment that again. We can leave it like this. Git commit add. Yeah, what did I do? Wait. What? Are there 2 lines now? No. Minor. All right, let's merge that. Wait, I don't even have cube group anymore. This is related. I think I've covered this now. Wait, what did I change in? Our chunk index is not tracked. Oh, it is. What? AM maybe doesn't work for that. Git commit chunk index update readme. Yeah, there we go. Now there's a bit more stuff going on here. Move out a chunk index to its own file. That's all we got done today. But not really, we also got some thinking done. Cool. Git status, git checkout main, git fetch, git pull. We can delete this. Git fetch prune. Git branch. Git branch. Delete dev 16 April. Can I do both? I hope so. Yeah, I can. Awesome. Git branch. Here. Cool. All right. That's all for today. But yeah, made at least a little bit of. Oh, that's a bad name. Let's rename it. Not very descriptive. I mean, in 10 minutes, I'm gonna forget what I did, so. There we go. Code that's changed today. Updated the README. Created a new module for chunk index stuff. Made this a little bit prettier. The imports. So yeah, the chunk group file became shorter now, which is good. That's a good start. And then, yeah, chunk index stuff. I think I need to ask my AI council a bit more next time to get some good ideas for the refactoring, like how to manage the player position, the chunk spawning, the meshes, everything. I just feel like it's becoming very entangled and unwieldy. And I think this is probably a natural thing to happen when you kind of go beyond your capabilities, like pushing the boundaries of what you're able to handle and do. And that's why I believe this is probably a pretty good learning experience. Let's see what this is saying now. Oh no, I don't have SEC installed on my Windows machine. Okay, I'll do that next time or something. Cool, all right. Well, thank you so much for tuning in, for everyone who is tuning in and checking this out. I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye. Hey, Flaherty. Yeah, thanks for the comment. Thanks for the chat message. Yeah, see ya. Bye-bye.